Okay. So in our previous sessions, we have looked at two solid principles. They are single responsibility and open closed principle. And in this session, we are going to look into all three other principles. They are Liskow's substitution principle, interface segregation principle, and dependency inversion principle. Guys, please go back and watch all my previous videos on fundamentals and as well as interfaces, abstract classes, and the previous session on solid principles, because all they are very important to understand the principles. Since these are principles, we use only techniques to make the code better. We are not using any tools or utilities or any open source libraries in our sessions. Okay, so you need to understand the fundamentals. So this is Liskow's substitution principle. Let's first understand what exactly this principle is. If you see the definition, methods that use references to the base classes must be able to use objects of derived classes without knowing it. That means let's understand this definition using our diagram. So let us say uh, this is uh, some consuming class. Let me take consumer, and then let us say you have another sorry, interface, and then this interface is being implemented by uh, class 1 and then class 2. So this interface is being implemented by class 1 and class 2. And basically in our consuming class, what we do, you basically go and consume, you basically go and consume uh, your base derived classes like this. So let us say IOBJ equal to new class 1, right? So this is how you create an instance of a class of an interface. So the definition here is the methods that use references to the base classes. So this method, this consumer method is basically using a base class. Here the base class is interface must be able to use the objects of derived classes without knowing it. That means this consumer should be able to use this class 1 and class 2 responsibilities are nothing but methods or features without knowing additional capabilities. That means this consumer is only need to use a couple of methods in this class 1, but this class 1 and class 2 might be having some other business functionality which should not be known to this consumer. That means your consumer should know only what it is intended to or what it is supposed to use in this class 1. And the other thing is, we will look into the code as well, so you will understand better. The second point here is consuming code's interaction with the passed in objects must always be limited to the use of abstract members. That means, so in your button click, uh, you might be consuming one method. That method contains an interface as a argument, and that interface is being implemented by many classes, class 1 and class 2, class 3, etc. So your button 1 click event should always be interacting with the interface, and it should not be knowing anything about the derived classes. Both are synonymous here. Point 1 and point 2 almost look similar, but when we look into the code, we will understand that one. And let's not discuss about the third point. We will look into this third point when you are going through the code. Let's look at the last point. Parent class objects should be able to replace the derived class objects without any issues. So in our previous sessions, we have looked at abstract classes, we have looked at interfaces, and we have also looked at polymorphism. In polymorphism, you have one base class which contains some virtual methods, and you have some child classes which implements those virtual classes of base class. Okay, so that is the main funda for this fourth point. Parent class objects should be able to replace the derived class objects without any issues. We will first we will look at the one example for this fourth point, and then we will look at the example for the above 3 points. So the last point is parent class objects should be able to replace the derived class objects without any issue. Let's get into code. So I'm using the same solution what I have used in my previous session. So uh, for the better understanding, I named all these folders like this. LSP underscore example 1. I am going to explain you the example 1 in LISCO substitution principle. Here you see many class files. The naming convention here is if the class ends with underscore LSP, that means we have this class which is adherent to the LISCO substitution principle. The classes that ends with underscore no LSP means they are not adherent to the LISCO substitution principle. So as explained you, first we need to look at the bad code which are not compliant to the LISCO substitution principle, and we make them proper. We make changes to these classes in order to make it compliant to the LISCO substitution principle. So in my previous sessions, I have used file share website accounts. In this session also I am using file share website accounts. So to just give you a glimpse of this example is about file share accounts. Let us say you have an YouTube account, you have some Dropbox account, and you have some rapid file share account. So, and these websites are having different types of accounts. A guest account, and you are a paid customer. Paid customer, again under paid customer, you might have a gold customer and platinum customer. So based on your customer type, you will have some benefits, right? This is what in each and every website, or in Flipkart or Amazon, if you are a preferred customer, or if you are a customer of some digital TV, or if you are a customer of some Airtel or Vodafone, like that, if you are a preferred customer, they will give you additional benefits. In the same way, even file share websites, if you are a preferred customer, they will give you additional benefits. For guest account or for trial account, you only get basic features. Like, let us say they may give you some 5 GB storage space for free, but you may not get other features of that website. Okay, that is just an example. So this example revolves around that one. So if you look at underscore no LSP classes, what I have, these are the like this. So what I have, file share website account, and then file share website gold account, file share website platinum account, file share website trial account. All these classes are not compliant to LISCO substitution principle. That's the reason I named it underscore no LSP. So this is gold, this is platinum, this is trial, and the first one is like a base class. I'm going to use this file share website account underscore no LSP as a base class. So in this, I'm going to use two methods. That is, one is providing storage space to the user. The other one is providing additional benefits to the end user. So those are the two methods. I'm not writing any logic here. This is only for demonstration purpose. Okay. Let's look into the base class, that is file share website account. So as I told you, I have two methods here, that is a provide space. The other one is add to additional benefits. So the idea of this method is if you are a preferred customer, if you are some gold customer or platinum customer, I want you to add, I want you be added to some system where you can get some additional benefits. Basically that system sends some emails to you about additional benefits and some offers or discounts. Since I want to use this as a base class, I marked my methods as a virtual. Okay. Now, so provide space is nothing but when this method executed, that account will get some storage space. So now let's look into the child class. The next child class is file share website gold account. So in this this class is being inherited from this base class what we just seen. So that's the reason we overridden the provide space and add two additional benefits, these two methods. So since it is a gold account, I am just giving 105 GB of storage space, and I'm also adding this account to the additional benefit system. This is some third-party system where you will get about alerts or something. The support gold account, and then I have another account that is a platinum account. Okay, file share website platinum account. This class also again is derived from file share website account base class. That's the reason I have overridden this provide space method and then the other method add to additional benefits. Since this is also a platinum account privileged customer, I'm giving 1050 GB of storage space to this account, and then I'm adding this account to the additional benefits system. Okay, so we have looked at gold account and platinum account, and you know, every website contains one trial account or a guest account. Let's look at the trial account. Again, this is also inherited, I mean derived from base class file share website account. Again, I'm overriding provide space method. Since it's a trial account or guest account, I'm just giving only 5 GB of storage space to this trial account basically. And if you see, I'm overriding this additional add to additional benefits method as well, which is in the base class. But here if you see, I'm not implementing any logic, or I'm not adding this trial account to the additional benefit system, because this is a trial account. I do not want to give any additional benefits other than 5 GB of storage space, because he is not a paid customer. I am he just using basic features, just a storage space. Since I have overridden this one, uh, uh, I cannot simply leave this like a return 0 or something. So I have to say, I have to throw some exception. So what is that exception I am throwing? Throw new not implemented exception. Basically use this exception when you do not implement, implement the methods of the base classes. So that's what I have used not implemented exception. What I have written here, account is not entitled to additional benefits offered by the system as it is just a trial account. Good. Now all my child classes, trial account class, platinum account class and gold account class are derived from this base class. So as per inheritance, or as per polymorphism, I should be able to use this base class to point to this child class, any one of the child classes that are derived from the base class. Guys, please go and watch my previous videos on fundamentals. Okay, so now what is the issue here? So it's well and good, all these are derived from base classes, and they've overridden the provide space method and add to additional benefits methods and implemented their own logic. Then what is the issue here? We will look into that now. So the point here, the parent class objects should be able to replace the derived class objects without any issues. So let me go and open my form 1. So I have a button called no underscore LSP. So what I'm trying to do here, basically I'm creating a number of accounts. Guys, basically what happens in any big applications, you will have a jobs basically to process accounts, to process funds transfer, or to process any notification systems. Let us say you are using net banking, you use IMPS or NEFT transfer, right? So if it is a NEFT, all these so there will be thousands of users using this NEFT transaction. That means you are all these will be bundled, and it will be executed at a regular intervals, like at every 1 hour or 30 minutes. Okay, you know that, right? So I have transferred some money and you have transferred some money, some ABC transfer some money. All these gets executed at some regular intervals. In the same way, I am utilizing the same concept, but for the demonstration purpose, I am executing that kind of functionality under button click. Let us say my file share website uh, having a number of new users. They basically registered from the registration form. So if you go to any file share websites, you will get a registration form where you fill in your details, and then your email gets verified or OTP gets verified, and then you will be able to log into that home page of that file share website. So after that, after a few hours, probably you might be added to additional benefit systems, or you will get some more privileges. So they may take some time, 1 day or 2 day or hours basically. So I'm keeping that kind of logic under my button click event. So what I'm doing here, let us say I have a number of users registered. Now I am creating accounts for those registered users in my system. So how I am creating, my base class is this one, file share website account underscore no LSP. What I am having here in this account, in this class, as you know, you have two methods. They are provide space and add to additional benefits method. So I created an object, and then I am adding all these accounts. I registered as a gold account customer. So, and some other user registered as a platinum account customer, and some other user registered as a trial account customer, like a guest. So I'm adding all these objects of these classes to my base class. So as per inheritance or polymorphism, your base class can point to any one of these child classes. That's why I'm able to add all these accounts to my base class and invoke the methods in order to provide space to the registered users, or in order to uh, add the registered user to the additional benefits systems. Let's uh, debug and see what issue you are going to face here. So just click on no LSP, F10, 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 F10. Now if you see, my object contains 3 accounts, that is gold account, platinum account, trial account, customer details. Now why I am looping through all these accounts? To provide space to the registered user under these accounts, and also to add them to the additional benefits system. Here I am just using only add to additional benefits, but you can also invoke provide space as well. So the first account what I got is gold account. Okay, It is a file share website gold account. Let's go on, click on F11. So now I have come to gold account class, and in this method add to additional benefits. Now I have added this account to the additional benefit system, and in the loop again next account is platinum account. Let's go to the platinum account. So again now I am in platinum account. I am adding this user to the additional benefits system. Just do F10, and then again what's the next account? The next account is trial account. If you remember, I told you if it is a guest account or trial account, he is not entitled to get added to the additional benefits because he is not paying any money to my to use my services, my file share website services. He only get basic services, that is just 5 GB of storage space. But what I am doing here, I am trying to add this guy also to additional benefit system. Just do F11. Now what you are going to get. Since it is a trial account, I did not implement this method add to additional benefit system. So obviously what you get, you will get one error here. Account is not entitled to add additional benefits offered by the system as it is a trial account. Just do F10. Okay. So what's the issue here? Even though this trial account is derived from this file share website account, it is not allowed to get added to the additional benefit system because it is a guest. So what we can understand, we need to differentiate a guest account or trial account from the paid accounts because they do not have the same privileges. They cannot share the same privileges. So we need to change it. Some people may argue, so what's the issue here? I can put some try-catch block here. I can put some try-catch block and handle that, right? They can handle. Yes, obviously, your when you do like this, obviously your flow will not get disturbed, and it will continue. But the point here, when this trial account is not supposed to get additional benefits, why do you want to implement that functionality like add to additional benefits functionality to this trial account? So this is a waste of time. Everything, when you are wasting time, you are basically incurring more cost basically. Not only that, that is from the business perspective. From the technical perspective, what happens each time you will get an exception like this, it basically consumes memory resources or system resources on your PC. So technically you are tampering your web server or your app server as well because it is consuming more resources. And also this object you are not destroying, obviously it will be in the memory as well until it gets garbage collected. So two issues. One, you are putting more efforts and hence it is a more cost to the business because you will spend more hours here even though you are not required to develop. The other thing, it kills the memory it kills the system resources because every time you will get an exception your resources your system resources will be consumed. The other one, OOPS, object oriented programming, is uh, is a replica of your real-time life. Okay, it is a real-time object basically. So you are not properly implementing this. Let us say an example. You have your own house and you have a guest people, uh, your guest as well and your family members as well. For everyone to enter into your house, they need a key. Okay, since guest is going to be in your house, it doesn't mean that you should have to give him a key, right? The key is only the key should only be available to your family members, not to the guest. Of course, you can give it to the guest, but again, it is a violation. It is a violation of your real-time life principle, basically. So, okay, you don't need to remember that. Just remember, you will get additional memory consumption or additional resources consumption and loss to business. So, and people might say, I can use try catch black, but again, this is a, if you remember, single responsibility principle, this class should be only doing only accounts creation and providing space and adding to the additional benefits. You should not be taking care of the exception handling. So when you use a try catch block, it is you are using try catch block to handle this exception. So that means you are putting additional responsibility on this class, which is a violation to single responsibility as well. That's why I do not recommend to use this try catch block to handle this unnecessary exception that is caused in your trial account where you have this not implemented exception. So what you need to do? So you need to refactor this code. So as I told you, we need to differentiate the customers. I will differentiate customers like this: paid customer and then trial customer. Under paid customer, you can have a gold customer or platinum customer or any other customer. Under guest account, I can have a trial account. So what I can do, uh, I will keep this base class as it is, and now I'm going to create interfaces, two interfaces. Guys, please go and watch my classes on interfaces, because interfaces are the basis for loosely coupled systems. So what I am doing here, I'm creating to differentiate the accounts. I'm creating two interfaces. That is, first is iGuest account, which contains one method, that is provide space, and again iPaid account, which contains only one method, that is add to additional benefits. Yeah, because this feature should be available only to the add to additional benefits. But again, you see, this provide space should also be available to the paid customers. So for that, what I have done, I have implemented iGuest account interface in iPaid account interface as well. So at runtime or design time, when I refer to iPaid account, I can have I can access the method of provide space as well. That's the reason I inherited from iGuest account as well. Now let's see how I segregated this one. Now let's look at the class uh, that are ending with LSP. Okay, so I have file share website account with LSP, which is adherent to the LSP, and then gold account, and then trial account. We'll take a platinum account as well. You can use it for exercise purpose. So file share website account base class. So I'm implementing this iPaid account. So you can immediately understand this is for paid customers. So again, I'm implementing, since this is iPaid account, right? So iPaid account only contains add to additional benefits, but when I implement this iPaid account, I will also get provide space as well, because iPaid account is inherited from iGuest account. So let's implement this iPaid account interface here. See, I got this add to additional benefits, which is a member of this iPaid account, and provide space, which is a member of iGuest account. But this iPaid account is inherited from iGuest account. I got these two methods. Just for the benefit of quickness, I'm just copy pasting the same thing again. So again, I made these methods as virtual because my child classes will derive from this base class. So what's the next child class here? Website gold account. So this share website gold account is derived from this file share website account. Since I'm deriving from here, I can override the methods provide space and add to additional benefits. Again, the same logic. I will provide 105 storage space, and again I'm adding this account to the additional benefit system. I will do the same thing to the trial account and platinum account as well. Let's look at trial account. In trial account, I am implementing iGuest account, not the iPaid account, because iPaid account contains add to additional benefits features. So I'm implementing only iGuest account. So it has got only 5 GB, I mean provide space method. Now let's look into the code. Now how it is addressed. Earlier you are not getting any exception at design time. Now you will get an exception at design time. I have another method here. I am doing the same thing, that is I am creating an object of file share website account base class, and then to that base class, since there are many accounts getting created, paid customer, gold customer, and platinum account customer. First I added an object of gold account to this list of customers, which is of type file share website account base class. So I did not get anything. I added a gold account object. Now I need to add a trial account object as well, because another user registered as a trial account. File share account dot add of new. Then if I have to create an object of trial account class, file share website trial account underscore LSP. Then oops. Now see, at design time itself I got an exception, because this file share website trial account is not derived from the base class file share website account LSP. It is derived from iGuest account interface. The file share website account is derived from iPaid account interface. So what's the exception here? What you got? Cannot convert the class file share website account trial account underscore LSP to file share website account LSP. That means this is a child class, this is a base class. I'm trying to add this child class object to the list of base class objects. Since these are not related, I'm not able to add even at the design time. So with this, I can say my parent class objects, you see, parent class objects should be able to replace the derived class objects without any issues. So now if I have this parent class object, I can only add file share website gold account child class object, and then file share website platinum account object to this base class objects without any issues. But I cannot add this another child object trial account, because it is not derived from here, and it is separated by an interface, different interface. So by using interfaces to differentiate the accounts, I am able to make this class compliant to the Liskov substitution principle. It is very simple. You should be differentiate the responsibilities and use different interfaces, so that you will be able to comply to the Liskov substitution principle. So earlier I am able to add even trial account to the list of base class objects. Here I am not able to add it even at the design time. So basically what happens, even there will be lazy developers, they will add like this and they will forget. At runtime when it goes to, and even our testing people, they do not test all the possibilities or combinations of the features. They will also miss this. So when it goes to the production, you will get all the possibilities. When the system is creating all these accounts, you will get an exception here. So again you will have to take the code back, refactor it, and then you have to work late, whatever it is. It's all waste of time. So if you understand list cost substitution principle, then you will not get into production issues like this. You will get the issue at the design time itself, and you will be free of all the additional headaches. So that's about Liskov substitution principle. In this LSP, I have used gold account and trial account only. Guys, please go and do exercise and platinum account after I give this solution to you, so that you will remember. So let's go to the next principle. Just give me a second. Oh, sorry, not the next principle. We basically looked at one example. Let's look at the other examples as well. That is, methods that use references to the base classes must be able to use objects of derived classes without knowing it. So what's the second example? So in the first example, I try to use inheritance to explain the Liskov substitution principle. In the second example, I am trying to show explain using plain interfaces. Let us say you have a content management systems or content providers. So you basically remember Facebook content and Google content because there are many applications which make use of Facebook and Google for marketing information. So I created two classes, Google Content Validator and Facebook Content Validator. That means when my application consumes the APIs of Facebook and Google and get the content, I need to validate that content before I load that content into my database or for further process. So I will consume Facebook API, I will validate the content and then load into my database. Same thing for Google Content Validator as well. For that, I basically use, since there are common functionalities, I created one interface, that is iValidate. So this contains only one method, that is validate method, and my Facebook content validator class implementing this iValidate interface. So it will define some logic here. I'm not writing any logic, just for the demonstration purpose. Just let us say write some logic. Google Content Validator, again I'm implementing this interface, and now I have one main class, that is content management system underscore no LSP. So what I'm trying to do here, basically this will be used by some front end where you will create an object of this class, and you invoke this method. So this class contains one method, that is a validate content method. It will take interface as a parameter, and what logic I have written here. If validation is of Google content, do some operations here. If validation is of type Facebook, do some logic here or perform some operations, and then invoke the method validate in any one of these things. So the issue here, it is not compliant to the Liskov substitution principle. The reason the definition says methods that use references to the base class are, let's take this, consuming course interaction with the paused in objects must always be limited to the use of abstracted members. So this class is consuming the derived classes Google Content Validator and Facebook Content Validator via this interface. Up to that is good, but in this method what I'm trying to do, if this interface is of type this Google, or if this interface is of type Facebook, then do something. That means my consuming class is also aware of derived class objects along with my abstraction here. Here my abstraction is my interface. Basically this consuming class should not be knowing this Google Content Validator class or Facebook Content Validator class. it should only be knowing interface. But now my consuming class is also know about the derived class. This is a violation of Liskov substitution principle as per the definition. The reason, what's the reason? Because this I validation can be used by n number of classes. Here I given only Google content validator, Facebook content validator. You might be having X company data, Y company data, Z company data. You will be having 1,000 companies of data that this class is consuming. That means you will have to go and extend all these if-else conditions as well, which is again a burden. And if there is any some business sensitive information or business sensitive features in Facebook or content, that will also be known to this consuming class. Always limit the use of limit the features that should be used by your consumer. You need to understand encapsulation and abstraction, then only you will understand that here. So so you need to eliminate this if else condition from this validate content method. That means you should not be knowing, you should not be using Google content validator, you should not be using Facebook content validator in order to make use of validate method in these classes. Guys, this is an exercise to you. You please work on it. If you cannot work on it, let me know. I will provide that code as well in 1 or 2 days once you try it. Okay, you just try this. The exercise here is, in order to consume this validate method, you should not be using these classes, derived class objects. You should be using only this interface in order to consuming the methods in these classes. Okay, so that is related to these top 3 points basically. Okay, let's go to the so you have the takeaways and design considerations. I just explained all those things. I written only those things here. You just go and read them. Next one is interface segregation principle. This is the simplest principle. That is probably you might have heard of FAT interfaces. FAT interfaces means it contains the responsibilities more than what it is need to do. Okay, we'll see with simple examples here. First, look at an example here. What's the definition? Clients should not be forced to depend upon interfaces that they do not use. Let's write some code. Okay, okay, I do not have any example. Let's write it here. Let me add interface segregation principle example. Let's create one interface here. Let's make it let's use notifications. iNotification. Let's make it void send email. Okay, let's have some child classes. Let's say email class. Let's implement this interface iNotification. Let's make use of this. Let's implement that method. Send email. I'll say just some logic. Send email logic. Good. And I have another class. I will say just email class 2. Again, implement it from iNotification. This one. So logic to send email. Good work. Good guys. So what I have done, I have created one interface that iNotification, and I have two child classes, email class 1 and email class 2. So let's rename it to some, let us say client 1 basically. It looks good. Client 2. So in future, uh, uh, you got another client, that is client 3. So this guy comes and asks, boss, I need email notification and as well as SMS notification. First go and implement this. Logic to send email. So as I told you, this client 3 needs SMS notification as well. So obviously what you go and do, since this is an interface, you go and write another method here, send SMS. But guys, just remember, this send SMS feature is only required by client 3. Okay, send SMS. Okay, good. I have provided one more method here, send SMS, and this is being implemented by this client 3, send SMS. So what's the issue here? This send SMS is only required for client 3, but not for client 1 and client 2. What happened? Let's build it. See, you got two errors. Client 1 doesn't implement interface member send SMS. Client 2 doesn't implement interface member send SMS. That means you need to go and alter client 1 and client 2 as well. That means you need to go and update client 1 and client 2 as well. So just go here. So since this client 1 and client 2 do not need this SMS feature, they simply implement, but they say throw not new implemented exception. So the issue here, you made this interface as a fat interface. That means you are using the same interface for all different clients for all different types of clients. So this client 1 and client 2 do not require this feature, but you forced to implement send SMS method to this client 1 and client 2 as well, because yeah, since your interface contains two methods, all the derived members should implement all those members of this interface. That means you are indirectly forcing the clients, a number of clients, to implement send SMS method even though they do not need it. So this is a violation of interface segregation principle. That means you need to segregate the interfaces properly, so that your clients do not need to implement the unrequired or not required functionalities. So for that, what I need to do, I go and segregate the interfaces like this. Let's create another interface. This time I will create interface like I email. So I will move this send email method to I email, and then I'll create one more interface, that is I SMS, and then I'll copy this SMS to this method. So instead of one fat interface that contains all responsibilities, email responsibility and SMS responsibility, I divide them into two interfaces. So this is called fat interface. ISMS interface, IEmail interface. Now what I do, the clients who require, the clients who require send email feature, they will go and implement IEmail. So let me build it, then you will get a error. Sorry, iEmail client one, right? iEmail contains what's this? Yeah, let's remove this one. And then client 2 also implement, let's remove all these things. iEmail, implement this interface. Good. Okay. And client 3, since this guy need both email and SMS, what I do, instead of I notification, I email, comma, I SMS. Oops. So this is one way of implementing interface segregation principle. So divide this interface into number of interfaces and implement those interfaces in the respective consuming classes or clients, so that your your existing clients will not suffer and the new clients will continue to work or will continue to use the new features. So this is one way. You can even make it even more perfect as well. Probably if you do not want like this, using different interfaces implemented by one client, you probably create like this. Let us say I email or I alerts or I email note, just some name, I email notification. So here you will have, let us say, void send email, and you can implement even ISMS. I shown you this example couple of minutes ago. Now if you go to client 3, right, instead of using both iEmail and ISMS, you can just say iEmail notification. Now this client 3 is having access to both SMS and email, because iMail notification is having send email method and ISMS contains SMS method. So like this, you need to segregate interfaces so that you will not have fat interfaces and you will not force your existing clients to implement the methods that are not required by the existing clients. So if you are forcing your clients to use the new features, there are two issues. One, they have to change their code. The other one, you are giving expensive features to the clients who are not paying that service as well. So both from business perspective and the technical perspective, you are getting into issues because of lack of interface segregation principle in place. So that's about interface segregation principle. So you see the last point, fatty interfaces are the violation of a single responsibility principle, because you are having different responsibilities, email and SMS in the same interface. It is a violation of single responsibility as well. What's the takeaway? Make simple interfaces representing each responsibility. Do not make fatty interfaces. Let's get into that next principle, that is dependency inversion principle. Guys, this is just a principle. I'm not going to use any inversion of control containers, that is Unity or structure map or Castle Windsor, or I'm not going to explain you dependency injection. What I am trying to explain here are the principles. All these IOC containers or dependency injection stuff, all these open source libraries are depending on these principles. So if you know the principle, then you can go and use any IOC container, whether it is a structure map or Unity or Castle Windsor or any other thing, easily. You do not find it difficult. So you need to understand the principle here. So principles are different from open source libraries because open source libraries are dependent on the principles. So let's look at the principle. What is this dependency inversion principle? High-level modules should not depend on low-level modules directly. Both high-level and low-level modules should depend on abstractions. Here, if you see, high-level modules are nothing but consumers. Low-level modules are nothing but logic providers. Let us say you have a user interface and you have a service layer. Service layers containing some methods which connect to data access layer that contains some methods. So when your front end is talking to the service layer, it should be through some abstraction. Here abstraction is nothing but some interface. So always ensure that your high level modules are nothing but your consumers, are talking to your low level modules are nothing but business logic classes via interfaces. That is the principle. Okay. High level module should not depend on low level modules. Okay, let's look into that one using some code. So again, since it is a principle, you will have a n number of scenarios. You need to use your common sense and experience in order to apply this principle properly. Dependency inversion principle is nothing but you are inverting your dependency to some other external guy. Okay, let's look into an example. High-level modules should not depend on low-level modules and they should communicate using some abstraction. So let's look into the example 1. So in this example, I am using invoice example. Basically, you will get invoice. Let us say you will purchase something on Amazon. That means you are placing some order. After placing an order for a product, let us say iPhone, you will get some invoice. Invoice contains all your address details, order details, and price and income tax and price and everything. And that invoice might be using some income tax calculations and some discounts as well, because invoice is the uh, uh, end report that an end user gets. Actually, it contains the final amount to be given. So that's the reason I have one order class. Guys, I did not keep any DTOs here. For the demonstration purpose, I have used only one property, that is amount. And I have, so obviously in each and every e-commerce, you will have a discounts and income tax calculations or VAT calculations. So I have a discount class. So discount class contains one method, that is calculate the discount value. What it takes, basically it takes the order details and then it applies some discount. So there will be some logic here, I am not writing. And income tax, sorry, you can name it as a VAT actually. So VAT contains again calculate VAT or calculate income tax. So I'm just saying 5. So invoice is basically making use of discount class and income tax class in order to prepare the final invoice. So that means it will take the order details. And so what I'm doing here, this is my invoice class and this is my constructor, and this is only one method that is having in my invoice class. What I'm doing here, I'm basically creating a invoice, that is prepare invoice. My front end basically consumes this invoice class. Let's go and look into the front end. Oh, sorry, I did not write code for that. Okay, just let's look into here. So what I'm doing here, I'm taking the order details, I'm calculating the discount to be applied, I'm calculating the income tax to be deducted, and then I'm creating the final invoice. So this order details is being sent to this calculate discount value, which is in which is in discounts. Again, I'm calculating income tax as well. And finally, what I'm doing, the final order amount minus a discount value minus plus income tax. This is my final invoice basically. Guys, if you see, this is violating dependency inversion principle. The reason, this invoice class is using two classes, that is discount class and the income tax class, and and this class, so here it is a consuming class, right? These are the actual classes that contains logic. This is a consuming class. This consuming class is directly accessing the low level class, that is a discount class and income tax class. This is a violation. As per the principle, your high level modules should use the low level modules via abstraction. High level modules should not depend on low level modules directly. Both high level and low level modules should depend on abstraction. So since it is violating, we need to replace these why I have a construct here, my front end will pass these objects basically. Okay, now I need to replace these classes, direct classes with interfaces. So let's make that. Oh, I did not write that. Let's make that class here, class invoice underscore DIP. So what I do basically, I have to go and create an interface here. I discount and then I income tax. So again, I have to basically what I need to do, take this method, put it in income tax. Again the same thing, go to discounts, take this discount and go to this interface I discount. I'm using the same methods to quickly close this wide. Oh, this is a class interface. Okay, so now I have to create this. So I have these classes, right? Discount, and currently this discount class is directly having this method. Instead, you need to implement I discount interface. Okay, and then implement that method. Or you can just comment this for the time being, and the same way take this income tax and implement I income tax. Just comment this and then implement this interface. Okay, you need to implement this interface. So after that, what you can do, you can take this entire code from here and put it here. So instead of creating a variable of discount classes directly, you can create a variable of interface, I discount interface, and replace this I income tax interface. And here also in the constructor, replace this I income tax, sorry, I discount, and then replace this I income tax. That's right. So like this, now what you have done, earlier you are directly using classes here, the low level classes, but now you are using interfaces to refer to invoke the methods in the child classes, and these objects will come from the front end. My front end will create and pass this, and then these will get initialized with the objects of this discount in income tax, and you can use it here. Like this, you have to use interfaces to separate high level modules and low level modules, and high level modules and low level modules will not directly contact with each other basically. So that's the dependency inversion principle, point one actually. High level module should not depend on low level modules. The other point which is very important, you should never design abstractions, you should never define interfaces keeping in mind the possible implementations of the abstraction. That means you define interface and implement the classes accordingly, but you do not create a class and define the interface. Okay, I can give you an example. Let us say, for the first example, I will give you one real-time example. That is, you have a team leader and your team members, developers, and you have a project manager. In order to control the team members or developers, the project manager always talks to the team member, team lead. Here, team lead is an abstraction, as an interface, because if the project manager needs to interact with all the developers, he cannot find time, he cannot manage his time basically. That's the reason he used team lead as an abstraction. Even also, all the developers first goes to the team lead and not to the project manager. So here you can think project manager as a high level class, team lead and abstraction as an interface, and developer classes are low level classes. Okay. Let's look into another example in DIP. With that, we can close that one because it gives a very good insight. In my previous session, I have used exception handlers, right? Let's look into that directly. I have one class that is a free file share website, which is having some upload functionality, and if any exception comes, it basically use one class, right? That is exception handler class. Close all but this. Okay, so it is using exception handler class basically, which is writing exception to the text file. So this is basically already violating single responsibility principle. That is this class is performing exceptional logging along with file operations as well. So first we need to remove that one. We will look into that later. Let us look into other examples. Let us say right now it is logging into the file. In future you may need to log into the event viewer as well. That time what you will do, basically you will go and create one more class, event viewer handler. Okay, and then you will try to create an object of event viewer handler here basically. Since all are logging to the all are having the logging functionality, I basically use one iException handler. It is contain a log exception method, and I'll create different classes. Event viewer handler that implements iException handler. It creates a log exception method, and again I'll have let's make it a file actually. So this again exception handler again derives from iException handler. This basically writes to text file. Okay, so I have two types of logging mechanisms. So my class my class free file share website can use like this. Either it can directly create just comment object of this exception handler and use the log exception, or else just make like this. Move this object creation to outside. What I can do here, I created a variable here, So exception handler, exception handler is nothing but writing to file. So I can use this ix. So when I do like this, whenever any exception comes, it will be logged into the file actually. If I want to use a file, again what I have to do, I have to create an object of event uh, what is that, event viewer handler class. So now what I have done, I have created an object of event viewer handler of type exception handler class. So now since I created an object of that one, now this exception will be logged into the event viewer. So what's the issue here? The issue here, my class is creating objects of uh, exception handlers. So it has this class, it has a dependency on the exception handler classes. But what is the responsibility of this class? The responsibility of this class is only to create only to work on file operations, that is file upload. But apart from that one, it is also taking the responsibility of creating an object of file exception classes. So we need to give this, since this is a violation of single responsibility as well, we need to delegate this responsibility, or we need to invert this responsibility to some external class or to some external system. How we can do that one? Basically in this sense, since this class will be used by some front-end class, we can delegate this object creation, this dependency to the front end. So how you can do? You basically create one constructor like this. So when your front end, so let's go to my front end, dependency inversion principle. So I'm creating an object of this file share website. Since my constructor contains my constructor requires this interface, what I am doing, I'm creating an object of type event viewer handler of that interface. So now I have inverted the dependency of creating objects of log exception handlers to my front end. That means I inverted or delegated the responsibility of creating objects to the front end. So now my class is free of exception handler dependency. So from front end I can say whether my class should use event viewer handler or file exception handler. So if I say file exception, the exception will log to the file. If I say event viewer, the exception will log to the event viewer. So I am successfully inverting my dependency. The dependency here, object creation of exception handler. So now this is the responsibility of the front end, not mine, and hence I am adhered to single responsibility principle as well. So guys, this is what dependency inversion principle. That means if you are depending on some other resource, but your main objective is to perform some operations, not that operation, then you need to give that responsibility to some other system. Here my class responsibility is only to upload the file but not to handle exceptions. But I have to create exception handler classes, objects here as well. But since that is not my responsibility, I am inverting this responsibility, or I am delegating this responsibility to some other external system. Here that external system is my front end. So with that, this class is compliant to dependency inversion principle. Guys, this is about dependency inversion principle. Please go back and watch this video again along with this code so that you can better understand. And the best way to implement dependency inversion principle to use IOC containers. The reason IOC containers are sophisticated, and even you might say like this, right? Here also I'm creating an objects, right? New, basically front end. Front end is only responsible to read the data and display the data, but it is not responsible to create objects of different classes. So it is also violating single responsibility principle. How you can handle? So you need to make each and everything adhere to all the solid principles. So even we can eliminate this one even from the front end as well. Even from here also we need to invert or delegate this object creation responsibility to some external system. So those are called IOC containers. I will schedule another session to explain different IOC containers and one example on using one of the IOC containers. So you will better understand the use of IOC containers to implement dependency inversion principle. Just remember, all the IOC containers are depending on the dependency inversion principle of solid principles, but not vice versa. Okay, with that I know this is a very lengthy session. With that I will conclude. You have learned solid principles, single responsibility, open closed principle, Liskov substitution, interface segregation, and the dependency inversion principle. In this session we have learned dependency inversion principle, not IOC containers. Okay guys, please go back and watch all my videos on interfaces, abstract classes, fundamentals, building loosely coupled systems using interfaces, because all these are related to each other. So that's it. That's the end of the session. We have finished all the solid principles as well. In the coming sessions, we will look at IOC containers and we'll get into advanced topics. Since you know the fundamentals, you can use the advanced, or you can implement the advanced topics very easily, and you can build scalable and configurable systems. Thank you very much for your time. Please watch my YouTube videos since I will be uploading this to YouTube, and if possible please like it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Please leave your feedback as well.